So here we have the good old Final War tactical card game. In the card game, each player is controlling a war. There are 3 different warlords in the initial starter set. There's Fenris, the Terrible, who's our werewolf warlord, chaotic in the wild. Darius, the Forest Lord, is our elf, wood alignment. Shadrach, the Unseen, a guild master, neutral. Basically, there's 3 factions in the game. There's the good, chaotic, and the later expansions increase the number of warlords that are available. The initial starter set has each player controls their warlord and a 50-card player deck. The warlord has several attributes that are common to units that you'll find in the front rank, heroes that you'll find beside the warlord himself. We have a power rating. Power rating is the number that needs to be rolled on a die or lower in order to score a hit once they get into combat. We have abilities, so this specifies that Fenris is actually going to be rolling attack twice. He's going to be rolling 2 independent attacks, and he's going to be counting a point of damage for each one that scores. Fenris is a Lycan, so he's going to be attempting to take over units and heroes that he kills and tries to get them onto his army. So if he manages to kill something personally in combat, he gets to roll a 1 to 9 to resurrect them. The Necromancer, just as an aside when she comes out, has the ability to resurrect things even when she's not in the combat. It's just at a lower chest. So every player has a 50-card player deck. The player deck has different sorts of cards that are in there. We have units, heroes, fortifications, spells, items, powers, and it's a whole 3 set of statements. So we'll just jump into a game to show the easiest way to play. We have a communal deck. The communal deck is going to moderate play throughout the game. I will just shuffle it up. We're playing what's called a quick kill game. Quick kill is the shortest version of the game. It's only got 12 cards in the communal deck. You can play a quest which has 25 or a campaign which has 50 cards. They introduce a lot of further strategy to the game, but at the expense of time. These ones for each round, so until one warlord is dead, it's going to take between say 5 to 15 minutes. For say experienced players, for less experienced, you're pulling out about 5 minutes to that, say 10 to 20. At the start of the game, the number of cards that you pull from your play deck depends on the type of game that we're playing. Since we're playing the smallest version, we actually draw the most cards. So we're drawing 8 cards from our player decks. I'll do it face up just to show what generally happens in a quick kill.
Do you want me to?
Sure, we might as well just, what we're looking for, the easiest thing to do is to look for, have you got any units in your... Okay, so...
2 heroes.
Okay, so I've got only 1 hero, so I'm going to put him there. Heroes go beside your walls. They don't have to go into adjacent columns. Adjacent columns can be dangerous because there are various spells and powers that can heal adjacent things. But there are also items that can defend adjacent columns. So it's a bit of a risk either way. Since we're playing the starter sets, I'd say lay them out in adjacent columns to the middle.
So there's no cost to playing?
Nope. At the start of the thing, we're just laying down whatever we want out of the... fortifications, you lay them down. I don't have any fortifications.
I have units?
You have units, so units are going to the front rank. It can be very dangerous to put a unit in front of your warlord, and since those are both quite weak, 1 and a 5, meaning he needs to roll a natural 1 to score a hit in combat, I would put him probably on his own, and I'd put the risk doctors perhaps in front of dark. Now, the advantage of having a unit in front of you means that I can't attack him directly until I kill him, unless I have ranged attack, which my warlord does because he's an archer, so I'm going to be able to pick him off even with the enemies. But for most guys, he's going to be able to have a bit of a defense. The advantage of having a unit in front of a hero of the same type is that he's going to increase the power of this unit. It says down the bottom here, +1 TR to werewolf or were unit. He has a little wear tag. So he's now effectively needing a 6 or less once he gets into combat. we put down health markers. This is our points of health, number of points that can be sustained until that hero unit award is killed and discarded. So lunatics, they're an interesting one actually. They're the weakest possible unit you can have. But they have one big advantage. They have a power called cannon fodder. Once we get into combat, I have to destroy these guys first before I can target the rest of them, which actually presents a pretty good strategic advantage because it means, especially if I've got guys that are going to act first, I have to waste my attacks on this guy. The other thing you can put down if you have any items. I have an item here which I might as well put down. Items are laid face down, but I'll just copy the face up in there. They generally provide defensive or offensive bonuses to the hero or.
So we don't take turns doing this. We just.
This is just lay out and go. You don't have to lay out because you might have powers that actually allow you to late deploy creatures. But just as for an introductory point of view, it's good to put down. And I'll put them down face up for now, just to show different layouts.
Those are items.
Those are items. In fact, here we go. I'm gonna make it tricky for you when you first go. I'm gonna put them face down so you can't see what's going on.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have any items. These are all powers.
Okay. Yeah, spells and powers you just keep in your hand. So might as well pick those up. And just so you wouldn't know necessarily what's in the opponent's hands, but generally you'll find there are spells and there are powers. And when they can be used is described on the card. So this one is something I would play before combat. This one I use in combat. So
has the turn begun?
So this is just layout. So we just pulled 8 cards and we've laid down our army. The next thing we do is roll for initiative. So we're going to roll 1 dice each, lowest roller. However, I have one advantage. I have a guy with camouflage, so I'm going to roll 2 dice. And I get to pick the dice. I still got beaten. There's an advantage to going first because you know that you're going to be taking this community card and adding it to your hand because it's a gold. The golds add to hands things that you can play to influence the combat, and they're very powerful. Turn sequence is quite simple. Draw one of your cards from your player deck.
Okay. I have a start of turn.
Oh yes, well then I'd play that start of turn card. So yep, +2. So yep. So that gets discarded over here. Draw 3. You can lay down any units, items.
What do I do with gold?
Gold is kept in your hand
Until I want to wait for it?
Yeah, until you find a mercenary. So yeah, so fortifications get laid down in the back row. They provide defensive bonus. This means that instead of needing, for example, a 7 or less to hit against this column, I will take off 3, so I'll have to roll a 4 or less in order to score a hit. And now you also get to take this beautiful card and add it to your hand. So now it's your end of turn. Unless you have any end of turn timing things, it's now my turn. Right here. Oh, okay. I've got something at least. It's not very much, but it's something. So our arch is a pretty small unit, but since I'm very much outgunned, a gold add to hand. Woohoo! I'll take that one. And that's the end of my turn. So it's going to continue until one of these red instants comes up, and it's going to be turned over, and that's going to result in some form of action. So your turn again.
Okay. So one at a time says end of turn or end of combat. Can I do it during your end of turn?
No, your end of turn.
Okay, so there's no play spell during your turn.
Well, not in the start decks. In some of their boosters, for example, there's Guildmaster powers which they can play at the end of turn, including one at the end of your turn, and they can seize like gold cards from here. If there's a gold card up, instead of you getting it, they're going to do a larceny power, take that before you can actually get it.
Okay, so now what do I do?
So a red one, you turn face up. Shengra. So Shengra is a mercenary. If you have gold, you can hire it. You need at least 2,000. Here's where you want to be the Guildmaster. Guildmaster's got powers to steal gold when you play it. Unfortunately, so you throw away the 2,000. And Shengra is an incredibly powerful hero. He's going to join your army.
Okay.
I wouldn't put him behind the Lunatics, but I'll put him over here. And he's got 5 health, which is huge.
So we don't fight until the card tell us to?
That's right. This is it's almost like a cross between a role-playing game and a board game and a collectible card game.
Okay.
So you get 5 points of health to add to Shengra, and I will have my turn. Interesting. Oh dear. So, play continues until we get to this card. Final War. Final War pits us into an army versus army combat, and there's nothing else to be done. So, that's quite devastating because you have a massive army and I have nothing. However, Quick Kill is actually designed to be played as a best 2 out of 3 without reshuffling your player.
Oh, okay.
So that once you actually realise you're going to lose, it actually becomes good to start to drain the enemy deck.
Yeah.
Because once you run out of cards, in your play deck, you don't reshuffle. You just skip your draw from player deck turn. So now we look for the first thing that happens at the start of combat is items are revealed.
So basically, some of the cards
And we put down markers for our combat. So there's 3 phases of combat. There's first strike, and that's denoted by having a first strike mention, such as this, in your abilities. These guys will act before anybody else in play. Then we have normal phase. So normal phase is if you don't have something called attack last, which none of your guys do, then we put down a normal phase mode. So basically, all the first strikers will go first, followed by all of the normals, and then all of the attack last if we had it. It goes in alternate turns where possible, but if I'm the only one with first strikers, I'll act for both of my first strikers first. However, there are going to be some attack last guys, because you have something called fear on this guy. Fear means that everybody in my army, except for my warlord, who is up to, he's PR -1, so up to an 8. This guy over here, 7. Is taken by fear and becomes attack last. So that's rather devastating for me, because now it means I'm going to act first, followed by your entire army, followed by these 2 guys, but they're probably going to be dead. So he becomes my number 1 target. I want to kill him off. But even if I kill him off, this lasts until the end of the combat round. The combat round is after everybody has acted. So every single combatant gets to act in the entire round. Once in the entire round.
So because Final War come up, we just start hitting each other until...
Yep, Final War is anything. I mean, other ones that can come up here are monsters and skirmishes and things, but as it is, in our Quick Kill, this happened to be one of the earlier cards.
So if after one round of combat...
somebody's still alive, it continues until another round.
Loop again.
So we roll initiative.
Yep.
I've got camouflage, so I'll be rolling 2 dice. 6. 8. So in theory, I'll be acting first if we had guys that were in the same phase, which might come into play. The other thing about acting first is I get to play a play before combat card before you do, which I'm going to cast a hindrance spell on your warlord. So I have just made you, unless you can counter that spell, because you might be able to counter it. Because I have an EM caster, I can throw this spell down. This spell just reduced you to a 5 and made you attack last.
Okay, I have a play before combat.
So now you play a play before combat. First strike can't override attack last, unfortunately. So it's very unfortunate, but I played it on a difficulty.
I will...
Yeah, Dark Way's a good one. He's got some. So put that down on him. That stays with him. He's our first strike. We change him.
first strike as in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He'll be changed to a blue. I'm going to put down another one. I'm going to put down. So each card can have up to 1 power and 1 spell up, plus a curse. So I'm going to put a protection tower. It means that if you're chaotic, you attack me at -4 on your roll.
What does your item do?
Whoops. Don't tell me you're going to break item. I got a potion of healing. Just ignore that one. Potion of healing means that in addition to my other actions, I can fully heal either myself or my unit. resilient nail, it's putting a -1 roll, so instead of needing a 7, you'll need a 6. Or in your case, you're already a 5, so you'll need a 4. And because of this, you'll need a 1 to hit me.
Okay. I'm gonna break your potion.
Man, nothing I can do about it. Also, so since it was a fate deck card, this goes back up. I also have another thing. I'm going to put a Nature's Gift. It's a spell. It's going to increase this guy's power and health by 1. First point of damage that I take, that gets removed. Oh yes, I can cast it. I've got a H caster in combat. I was just thinking, because he doesn't have H. I was thinking, have I got a H caster? Have you got any other play before combat?
No. I mean, I have spells, but it just says combat.
Combat, that means that as the spell action for somebody who has got a spellcasting ability, instead of attacking me melee, you can choose to cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
So, I got initiative, so my first striker is going to go first.
Yep.
Now, it's at this point that you would say, great, I've got counterplay. And so that means I'm going to have to attack this guy first, which really, really sucks.
Because it's your wallet.
It is. So I'm actually going to do a different thing.
Yes.
I'm going to I'm going to use him to cast a spell instead of attacking.
Okay.
And he's going to cast Weakness on Dark One. So these, by the way, just remind you to give that card back at the end of the play because it doesn't belong in your deck. So yes, I've just reduced him from the 9 to a 7. Yeah, I wanted it to say, this is not your card. So that's the end of my first striker. Well, that's the only action because he just threw a spell on you. Now you've got your first striker. So
I will attack your...
Our archers.
Oh, archer?
Okay, so you're at 7 or less, 1 attack. Because he has poison up to PA7. If he'd hit me, he would have done 1 damage. He would have got out a little poison mode.
Yeah.
At the end of the round, if he's still alive, he takes another point of damage, and that happens every single round until he dies. So
you don't have any...
I don't have any, so that means the rest of your army, other than your warlord, is still going to get to attack.
Okay, so I'm gonna choose which doctor?
Yep.
Spell attack bolts.
Oh no.
Unfortunately,
There's nothing I can do. Okay, so it does 1 damage to the column.
Yeah.
I do have a 1 to 3 roll to avoid the first point of damage. So he resisted the damage, however he took one.
Can I make you re-roll that die?
Ah! Damn it! So I've just lost 1 point of damage, so I lost my Nature's Gift.
Okay.
So that loses the attack bonus as well from the Nature's
Yes,
Gift?
yep.
So you did 1 damage to both of them,
Yeah, so it does 1 damage to the entire column. Oh, sorry, you could have chosen to do... Oh no, yeah, sorry, 1 damage to the column. Yeah, 1 DM damage to the column. Man, that sucks. Okay, so you've still got these 3?
Okay, well, let's start with the looting.
Okay. Roll a 1.
so
There's,
And then this guy.
yeah, so he's got double damage in the first round, which means in this attack only, if he hits, he'll do 2 damage.
Okay. And I'll attack you.
7 or less.
Nevertheless. Come on.
Miss. Yeah. So if you had a follow-through card or anything of that nature, you could use it to do extra damage to... Oh! Okay. He's got something else. He's got Raised Dead. He can now try to resurrect this as an undead.
Yeah.
Join your army. Discarded. Okay, so you got Render. Render has to attack. No, because he can't attack the warlord until you've killed off the entire army.
I'll attack the valid target.
Yep. 11 is missed. Alright, so now it's me.
Yep.
I'll do him because he might die against your warlord anyway. And I'm going to, well, I have to attack this guy. Yes! Dead! At least I got rid of your cannon fodder. Okay, now you've got your warlord. Now he's at -2, so he needs to roll 2 attacks, 5 or less to hit fail. Shooting me!
And I get to try and raise it.
Oh no, I forgot about that. Yes, you do. So fail, he loses his cloak and he comes over to you on full health. So, and he will now be a...
Does he get +1 because because now he's aware.
but he's not. He has to be in front. So because he's a hero, he has to go into. And yes, he's now aware. Yes, please will add a little token to him too. I think I'm a little bit outgunned here. However, I do have one or two. So flip over your action markers. End of round. If you have an end of round
You
thing.
haven't been attacked with that, have you?
Oh no, I did. He acted first.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a reckless.
So if you've got any end of round timing things, you do them now. However, I'm not entirely dead yet because I've got some good defences against your chaos.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attack the rich
Oh, so we're not going to draw cards?
No, that's it.
Well, I'm just going to put these now.
That's the thing. Okay, 2 attacks on your witch doctor. That's a miss and a miss because I'm at -3. Damn it. I'm going to do a critical hit.
Okay.
It's going to turn one of them into a 1. So I'm now doing a 1 is a critical hit, does extra point of damage. So it's now 2 damage. Gives me an instant kill roll. If I roll another 1,
I mean, 2 damage already.
well I have a reason for it. Follow through.
Okay.
So if I had rolled an instant kill, it would have killed the entire column. As it is, it does any surplus damage, of which there's none, plus 1 point onto darkness. So it killed him off. Unfortunately, I am now out of cards.
So you attack twice, so each die.
I'm not feeling confident. I'm not feeling confident at this particular point in time. So you're up. You have to do Darkling first. He's going to be a 7 -5. He's going to need a 1 or a 2.
Stay there.
Nope.
And then you got these guys.
I will.
But so the protection is useless against the Guildmaster?
Yeah, absolutely useless against Guild.
That's a hit.
But if we're lucky, if I'm lucky, there won't be
Okay.
That's a hit. So,
launched attack. So I was basically
Missed. And you'll let it away.
so that when I'm forced into battle against
And now you got 2 rolls needing a 1 for your wall.
the benefits of going into battle against things.
I'm disappointed you got rid of my healing potion because I was thinking I had a chance with that.
Somehow miraculously have managed to
Oh, you're kidding. So, because you needed the 1 to hit, it doesn't do the extra point of damage. But it still gives you an instant kill roll.
okay.
2 cards for this one season.
I'm not dead yet.
The exact opposite of what you need.
I'm going to try to kill Darkling. Just for glory's sake. Ah! Okay, Darkling.
Come on. What do I need?
I'd probably concede at this point. Okay, Brenda.
So if I miss, nope.
Shangra. Mind you, if you keep missing, I still stand a chance. Keep missing. Keep missing.
I mean, I need round 1.
Firing. Oh no, there were 1 or 2. He needed a 1. Okay.
Isn't it only protection against chaotic?
Isn't he chaotic? Oh no, he became aware. Aware makes him chaotic.
Okay.
And 2 rolls for Fingers.
They have to attack.
Come on.
I've still got a chance here.
Can they attack first? They have to.
Ah, damn. So that's you've won the first round of the thing. So basically, we discard all the cards, reshuffle this deck, don't reshuffle the player deck, and keep going.
And this is yours, right?
In the larger version of the game, in the larger version of the game, so I take out the release cards. In the larger version of the game, you're only playing 1 round. In this one, you play best of 2 out of 3.
Okay. Do you mind doing another round? Or?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, if you want.
So I just got my hand as well.
Yeah, and the good thing is, I know that you've got rid of one of your biggest heroes. So I've got a chance here. I've got a chance with the second round.
So we draw 8 again?
8 again.
Usually it's sequential, but there will be those interruptions.
And let's just shuffle back together.
Yep, so shuffle and until the gold is up top. Lay them all out, so
For example,
heroes and units I generally lay down.
but when you're doing the final draw, you get that flow all the first draft.
Matt had to duck outside.
Yes, he said he was going to come. He just wanted to keep on the camera.
Yeah, interesting.
Get something signed.
Interesting.
You have to get his badge signed. I have no idea.
That's a tricky one. Very tricky.
So I think they all get +2.
Sorry? Oh no, it's only for the one directly in front. They're both plus 1.
Yeah, all right.
Actually, you do use for your creative.
And health, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't do anything for hero. I just got to rely. I've got to rely on winning initiative.
Mercenary, there are cards that allow you to switch sides. So mercenaries are like, that's right. Mercenaries are a little, like they can be awesome, like that's great. There's a
they can withstand until they unfortunately are dead. So this is the power, which is just the number that's needed to roll on the dice or less in order to score a hit. Once they get into combat,
I think I put it on
because they're not in combat straight away, so it's using effectively a community deck which you might pull up a monster and have to fight the monster, not the other player, or you might fight a mercenary you can hire, gold ones which are events you can play onto the opponent in order to influence the combat and things of that nature.
Plus 1 strength as well.
So it's a set.
Yeah, it doesn't buff each other.
So like.
Plus 1 to aware, so he's aware unit.
So, so they buff each other.
Oh no? Oh yes, they do. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So where? Bonus to hero. Good spotting.
So I heard you had a judge plan.
So we roll off.
Oh yep. Yes.
Oh,
Booyah. Okay, it's not a great fortification. I'll put it down on there.
Oh, okay, we can't put it up
So
against
that one is an example of a gold one.
I cheated.
I think you
I
just
can
threw
just
that.
use to turn a miss into a hit. And I can play it when he's fighting a monster as well. There's some devastatingly bad monsters. So play actually can regularly finish without ever having a player to play combat. Because if you can soup up a monster sufficiently to kill him, it does the job.
I can't believe it.
Okay,
Alright,
Ellis.
you need the caster type.
Yeah.
And the fake deck?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately he's going to get the gold one.
So once I draw, start of turn is over, right?
You can, if you pull up something that you can use at start of turn, until you draw from here, you can play it.
Okay, so you haven't drawn this. I don't think you can.
No, I don't think I want to do that yet. Well, it says up to, but I don't think I want to do that.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, booyah! Gorgons! Ah! So if these guys score a hit on somebody who's power 8 or less, even 1 damage will turn them to stone and they're dead.
So were you about to enter combat?
Yeah, this is where you need to have an ethereal unit or something because they can't turn ethereals to stone. Unfortunately I don't, so I've got to decide who I'm going to put in. That is risky. That is really risky.
So when I go to construct my deck, the cards have to all be of the same alignment?
Yes, same alignment. So when the wizard and the knight come out, the elf can use up to heroic cards. Can't use legendaries and elders from the other warlords. So if you find a legendary item that's a knight item, it can only be used by the knight warlord. But other than that, yes, you can equip cavaliers and a whole bunch of other guys out of the.
Is there neutral cards at all that go into the player deck?
Only into the neutrals. So into the guildmaster is the neutrals.
Okay.
So there's no crossover of alignment. However, I will say that the neutral does have some goods that are in his deck and some chaotics that are in his deck.
Yeah, so, sorry. Is there cards that have no alignment?
Yes, there are.
That's what I meant, not neutral.
Not in terms of units and heroes, but in terms of items and spells and powers and things like that. And they're tagged. Come on, let's open up a booster. Oh.
Hang on, we need. No, we won't rub it against Toby on camera.
No, but
yeah.
we definitely want to see the rares and stuff as you
Do
pull
the
them.
honours.
He tends to have good luck.
Okay, here we go.
Now that I'm
So
jinxed you, though.
about 1 in 3 will have a legendary, about 1 in 25 will have an elf.
Well, you know what you got to do.
And it always starts with most common through to rarest.
So this is the rarest?
That's the rarest. Don't look at it.
So
Yeah, it's useful.
Plus
because even
minus
the plus or minus 2 on an
adjust
enemy
that.
roll is actually very useful.
Crack a pack.
counterspell.
Counterspell, another very useful one. That would have stopped your death bolts last time.
So the EV is the caster,
It's an
evocation.
evocation, which means you have to have an evocation, which I unfortunately do.
Elementals.
Shock Bolt is a very good spell. It paralyzes an enemy, forces them to miss their actions, and then attack lasts the next round as well.
Okay.
Elven Archers are in the starter deck. It's a duplicate.
Is there a indicator of that?
Or I think there's Shock Bolt. Oh, so when I'm talking about generics, so this is a generic marker. They can be used in any deck. That's an elf marker. It can only be used in an elf deck, or another good warlord deck. Base of Crushing, useful item. However, it is in your starter set.
For exchange.
Is in your starter set. However, it's a generic, so it's good for forming secondary decks.
So
Late deployment, very useful power. Here's where you can spring surprises on the opponent. And so before combat, you suddenly add down an extra unit.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, Theros Wildhorn, he's not in the starter set.
okay, triple damage,
Triple
trolls
damage
and
against
orcs.
trolls and orcs. And there are giant trolls in here, which makes it very useful. Redeploy is not in the starter deck either.
You may play this to change the placement of units, heroes, and items in your army.
Very
That seems
useful.
very powerful.
Very useful.
You initiative for 1.
Instant initiative, also not. You're getting a whole bunch of ones that aren't in your starter set. That's- First strike is, however, it's generic, so you can include it in the decks that don't have it.
So here is where
Stealth is legendary. Woohoo!
So we have first strike, infiltrate. So
Infiltrate means that fortifications are useless against him.
So
And backstab in the first round of combat. He becomes effectively a 13. He'll only miss on a 12, and he criticals on a 1, 2, or 3. So getting an instant kill also then on the 1.
It's like chaotic unit, is it?
No, he's a guildmaster.
nice try.
That's
I was
pretty
like,
useful.
could you put that?
So, because these guys are so dangerous, I'm going to actually sacrifice poor old Queen Laurel, who's really good because she gives plus 2 PR to unit and everything. However, I was taking a risk. I shouldn't have taken the risk. Okay. Initiative. You're playing for the monster. Well.
I think it's pretty clear.
10. Okay, so you've got an attack. You're at -1, so 7 or less.
Probably going to get looked at at some point.
Yeah.
Damn it! Damn it!
Time to stone.
See, I was getting too tricky for my own good because I had a reinforce power, and at the end of the round I was going to add Treants, who would have, because of their PR, been immune to the turn to stone. I was too tricky for my own good.
So you lose the fortification as
I
well.
lose it. They go wandering off. And they lose the whole thing. All
Oh,
gone.
so if you lose every unit in the column, you lose the fortification.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's the end of my turn. So because that just bit me, I'm going to throw these guys out in preparation.
I look too rough.
Okay, over to you.
So when you flip the character, you resolve it immediately.
Yeah. And if he had, for example, automatic hit or critical hit from here, if he'd missed, he could have played one of those cards to actually kill me off. The only good defense is if I had a reduction of damage, because if they score no damage, they don't turn me to stone. I'm feeling pretty good against this army at this point. Giant trolls, yes! They're going to eat you.
so if I win, I get 2 cards.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
However, they're pretty tough to beat. Because if you don't deal 4 damage to them in the round, they regenerate to full.
Oh. But
But
I
if
will
you
get
do,
1 attack, right? Or,
well, he gets 2 and he gets 1. If you're going to put this column in,
okay.
there are, if you've got, for example, there's some powers you want to pick up called Butcher, which allow you to do extra damage to monsters, things of that nature. If not, if you haven't picked them up, you're probably in a bit of trouble. In which case, depends on what these are.
Oh, I wish they hadn't, but whatever.
Oh, that's pretty useful. That's pretty useful. You can take the punt.
Yeah.
All right, giant trolls are going in against main column.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Now, you do have a bonus to hit these guys, so they're easier to hit, which is good. Initiative,
Yep.
11.
Hi. So we
2. So do you have any play before combat powers or things you want to do? Nope. Okay, so we're in combat, you've got the initiative. You're better off attacking with this guy first for 2 reasons. Because if he scores damage and sets it up, this guy can resurrect him as a wear creature. So you especially want to get a 1 right. Hey, no attack roll, roll. Fearful. Fearful's a weakness.
Okay.
I get to roll a 1 to 3 for them to run away before combat starts.
Oh, okay.
They abandoned your warlord!
Damn it.
Woohoo! Bloody were-rats! They're not very courageous.
They're rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, they're plague bearers as well. In the larger version of the Fate deck, there's a card called Pestilence, and if I drew it, I'm rolling to save all of my normal creatures from disease. And these guys make it a much harder roll for me to survive. So I can lose half my army if these guys are in bigger form.
So I get hit with my wallet.
You got 2 attacks, you're +1 from that, which makes it 8, +2 from here, so 10 or less. But you need to roll a couple of 1s because otherwise
I'll just heal.
Two attacks. 5 and 9. 9 is a miss. But you know what? Let's make it an automatic hit. Rolling for a 1. Okay, so 2 points of damage. You're better off saving it at the moment.
For lethal damage.
Yeah. Also because I did see you've got a full moon power.
Yep.
So end of round, you should probably play full moon power. Because it'll heal you.
So I have to. Oh, sorry. I have to keep fighting it.
Unfortunately, yes.
So it's going to be almost impossible to win.
Now that if he had his whereas, he probably would have been okay. But his whereas went, they're too big for us, we're out of here.
So you need a double crit.
Or he definitely needs at least a 1. Or he needed to have something like this Troll Slayer.
Is there Troll Slayers in the way deck?
No.
Oh, look, I've taken damage. Oh, wow. A critical and a normal. So here's where you're better off chucking that away to get rid of the critical. You have, however, still taken 1 point of damage. And it's about now the werewolf is saying, you know what, this might not have been such a good idea. 7 and 10, both hits. Oh, look, I've regenerated.
So you don't lose when you lose your wall.
You do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 is a hit.
It's about now feeling pretty confident of winning this game.
Yeah.
All right.
You need to roll. You need to roll an instant kill because otherwise, oh, hang on, then.
You don't?
4. 12.
Can I have my dice?
Hey, look, you critical on a 1 or 2. You only need to roll. Get it. Oh, hang on, then. Let's have that one. Oh, look, your wall. We got it by giant trolls.
So we get to go to round
So
3.
yeah, so they'd be all chucked away, and we're 1 round apiece. However, you did milk out my biggest unit.
Yeah.
Come find us when we go 5 minutes.
Well, we're just keeping this exciting.
Yeah, well, one round apiece. Okay.
We'll see, it'll make sense when we get there. I'm just thinking about audio. I've got the USB.
What's up?
Nope. Nope, just draw 8 cards.
It's $80 bloody thing. It's really good. Perfect.
There's a gold card, damn it. Come on, you goalie.
Okay, so you have to start with the gold card.
Yeah, gold card. That's the advantage of winning initiative. Okay, so here we go. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Prince of Israel. Like him. Elven Archmages. Elven Militia. Elven Militia. Elven Archers.
So the fact that the Elf Warlord is a caster is a big deal?
It's useful. He doesn't have healing. So that's the one spell field that he's missing.
Okay.
So he can't cast healing spells. These guys can. So they're useful, but it's got some definite advantages, especially before combat. Because it means if I've got things like curses, I can throw them down.
You don't need to worry about having that supporting you as much.
Exactly. When we originally had the game,
Oh my god. I looked away and looked back.
oh, mind you, that is massive. Also very good against Gorgons because he's an undead ethereal. Can't be turned to stone.
So yeah, obviously.
When we had the first version of the game, the werewolf had death magic casting, and it made him so horrendously powerful that we stripped it.
My screen works. Too much. If you need to dump, go.
And it makes sense. The werewolf's a combat monster.
So do we roll for this?
I've got camouflage, so I'll roll 2. 3. Okay, I'm up. Anathalon. Okay, oil.
I didn't even pay for it. I've actually got attack twice too.
Skirmish. Okay, so normally it'd be 1 column against 1 column and it can't be my warlord. Normally it can't be your warlord, but you've got no other option.
Yep.
So it would be one of my columns against your huge thinger. The elf has one real big advantage. Void a skirmish or battle once per game. See ya.
That's good, because I don't really want to fight either.
Oh no, you would have butchered me. You would have got two victory cards.
Are the victory cards from your playset?
Yeah. So
there was there's the counter spell. Is there a counter ability?
there is. It's actually in the fate deck. It's in the larger form of the fate deck. It's called counter ability. And yes, that would have made that.
I don't want to fight. Yes, you'll fight.
Yes, you'll fight. Besieges. Damn it. Oh, good. Booyah. So my warlord has Elixir of Charisma, which I can use to discard to take a mercenary for free. Besiegers are really good. While they're in my army, your fortifications are useless against my entire army.
So with the diakeep, it has defense and healing.
Yep.
So does that void healing as well?
It does, including immunities and abilities conferred by the fort. So basically, they become your primary target to destroy.
Yeah.
Okay, well yours.
Keep me nuts. And then I think I headbutted him, and then he was down.
That's the one I just used. Equip it to your warlord. And hope you pull up Shingra.
That was a long time.
Oh, Marauders. Okay, so they're going to come in and attack you.
Unless you use your elixir.
No, unfortunately they're not mercenary.
That's okay. I think I
They're
can kill
bandits.
them.
There's not much difference.
Not much to that's right.
So so is it? Oh, so it's unit on. Okay.
Yeah, so if it was a mercenary, to say mercenary unit,
Yeah.
and they're both bandits, because these guys will join the bandit pool if you don't hire them. But fortunately I hired them, otherwise they'd be attacking you as well. But you're probably going to be able to take these guys over. You've got first strike, triple damage in the first round, and then you fight them with these guys and take them over. So flip over your rifles, and you're at a 2 bonus to hit. And this guy, he's only going to miss on a 12. I wouldn't even waste it. You don't need it.
Okay.
You still have to show it. Still have to show it.
Okay.
Yeah, but just you're not activated. So initiative 5, 10, which means
In every power,
I have first strike.
you've got first strike, so you'll be active first. I mean, normally with a thing like this, we wouldn't normally even bother putting out markers because it's so quick. Booyah! 2. Triple damage. That's horrendous. Now, these guys are dangerous to you because their attack requires hit column. Any damage they score on this guy, you do the same damage on this guy.
My -2 doesn't apply to him because he's not in your arm.
No, he's not in my army. He's just a bandit. So he's a 6 or less.
absolutely.
5 and a 1. That is so far doing 3 points of damage to your entire column. It's not an instant kill, but I'm going to make that 5 into a critical hit.
Okay, so is that instant kill?
4 damage against your entire column.
Can I get do about that?
Yes, you can do a card if you've got to reduce damage or anything. Flesh wound.
Nope. That's lethal damage.
Dead! That was a very
I have no
unfortunate.
unit. I think I do too many units on the first two rounds.
Yeah.
And you're the opposite. You did not
Yes. So, yeah, there you go. That was one that finished without any player-to-player combat.
Thanks for the game.
No worries. Thank you.
So do you want to tell us about the products you have available now for
Sure.
Final Wars?
Quarter of one would have been
So, we have our